What's up guys? Today we are installing a brand new tire on my 2020 Yamaha R6. We're actually just gonna be doing the rear tire today. The front tire I don't have a stand for, and I also don't have the tire in yet. I decided to go with the Dunlop Q5S for the front and rear tire. Never tried them before, so we're gonna see what it's like. This is the new rubber that'll be going on. It feels really sticky. Really excited to see how this does. But before we can get the new one on, we first have to take off this old tire. So my plan, we're actually gonna take the whole wheel off. I'm gonna take it up to Cycle Gear, have them swap on the new tire, and then we'll throw the wheel with the new tire back on the bike. The reason that I'm getting new tires is one, these are pretty old. The tread's not too bad on the sides. We're working on it, but in the middle it's a bit rounded. These are the original tires that came on the bike back in 2020, and there is a decent amount of dry rot. I had them ordered before this one got a puncture, but the last time I rode, which was at this point about 3 weeks ago, I did end up putting a patch in the tire, which held for the ride home, but then it's been sitting for so long that all the air is just kind of leaked out of it. So let's get started on taking this tire off. All we're gonna need is a breaker bar and an 1.25 inch socket. All right, so here we are. The bike is on the rear stand, which is gonna stabilize it while we take this tire off. 1.25 inch socket on a breaker bar should be all we need today. First, we're gonna take off this bolt here. All right, once we have the, nut off, there's a little spacer that's gonna come with it. Set those off to the side. And now we need to get this, there's a bar that goes through, I'm not sure what the name is, but bar that holds the wheel in place. So we're gonna take a rubber mallet and just give it a good knock.
That's not a mallet.
We are back with our rubber mallet. And like I said, we're just gonna give her a nice little knock. And just like that, it started to slip out the other side. Oh. Give her a little push. And we're gonna push the wheel and lift it up just a bit, using my foot to support the weight. Now we can just walk the chain off. It's mostly off there. And we have the caliper on this side, which should just slide off. All right. That definitely took some finagling. And we have this spacer. It looks like this side goes in. Now I'm not sure if they're gonna need that to balance the wheel after they've put the tire on. That's how you take the tire off. The chain took more maneuvering than expected, but that's good to go. And then this chain adjustment did come out too. So be mindful of those things. And now the wheel is off. I'm gonna run it up to Cycle Gear with the new tire. We'll get it installed and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We got the new tire installed and now we just need to put it back on. When I did take it into Cycle Gear, a couple things happened. I did go through and I cleaned the wheel as thoroughly as possible. Probably not gonna get another good chance to clean it like this. Looks way better after that. Took it to Cycle Gear, dropped it off. They did have me take out this spacer on this side, which you can see me popping out here. So you did have me pop that out along with the sprocket and this like whole assembly. You wiggle it back and forth and it just comes right out. And there's some like rubber cushions in there and stuff too. So I had to take all that out for them to install the tire, but they did get it installed for me. And now we're just gonna throw it back on, which should be pretty straightforward. But we're gonna see. Never done this before. So let's get started. So get this out of my way. I'll take the chain. I probably should have done that first. Okay, the chain's kind of on there. Caliper is mostly in place. Maybe not that far. That's important. Okay, it's a start. Slide this puppy in there. It's a big if. Okay, we're gonna take a second to recoup what just happened. There's a lot of moving parts in here that had to line up perfectly while I slid the wheel up and in to the caliper. The brake pad kept falling off and I got it all the way on and then realized that the brake pad was hanging back here. So I had to get everything to align just right for that bar to go back in. We're here, we did it. So exciting. So now we've got the wheel and the tire on, the brake pads exactly where they need to be on both sides of the rotor. We're gonna reuse this washer, get that back into place. We have officially reinstalled our first tire. It feels amazing.
Oh my God!
So we've got the new tire on. The bike is now rideable, which is awesome because that tire was flat before. Happy to finally be able to ride. I think it's been like 3 weeks since I've actually ridden the bike. All right, we are down to one last thing. Since we had quite a few parts off over here and I was cleaning the sprocket, I do just want to clean the chain and take off the chain cover up here because I've actually never done that and just get some of that dirt and grime out just for some general maintenance items. So what we're gonna do first is take off this cover right here using this little tool set. This is a ratcheting screwdriver. Just get this off. See how good I am at eyeballing stuff. Usually I'm pretty good, but some days for whatever reason I struggle. Just like that. I think I have the right one. What a place. Awesome, dude. Having worked in the automotive industry as a service advisor, one thing that I can tell you is sometimes when cars or bikes are engineered, you can really tell when the engineer designing the parts doesn't really work on cars or bikes. There's one more, a fourth one right down here. The only reason I have all these tools is because I went to school to be a mechanic before I worked at a dealership. And I quickly realized that going to school to be a mechanic wasn't like a really good life path for me. A lot of what I wanted to learn, I could learn through being a service advisor at a car dealership and didn't need the $30,000 education to start taking stuff apart. And granted, there are a lot of situations like with that wheel, I had no clue what I was doing, but I don't think I messed anything up. Bikes are a bit different than cars because how dangerous they can be. It's different if you mess up rear brakes on a car versus rear brakes on a bike. Puts you in a lot more danger if something's wrong. So try and take more time to figure that stuff out and make sure that I got it right because I don't want to find out the hard way that I got it wrong. Always make sure you like triple check your stuff, and I encourage anyone to try and do stuff like this. We got some good stuff. Jeez, look at all that gunk. All right, so I got most of this chain cover put back on after I cleaned it out. What I'm gonna be doing next is just some basic maintenance on the chain. Like I said, we're gonna degrease it and lube it. I don't know why I always think about this, but I'm always terrified that this chain's gonna snap. And we've all heard those stories of, you know, people that we see at the gas station or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, my best friend had his arm chopped off by a broken motorcycle chain, and I just don't want to be that guy. So I think about it often, way more often than I should. So general maintenance won't fully prevent, you know, some crazy thing like that, but definitely helps, or at least it makes me feel better about it. So we're gonna hit it with some degreaser, some chain clean, And then I have the chain lube right over here, which we'll hit it with afterwards. Then we have this little cleaning brush and a towel to clean up the remainder. I try to keep as much off the tire as possible, especially with a brand new tire like this. Don't lube up your tire. I don't feel like I need to say that, but I'm going to. But we're just gonna give it a little spray. So we can tuck this right here to protect the paint work. It's already really dirty, but whatever. Then we take our brush and we brush. So that should be good. After you've done that, you've done the whole chain, I take my cloth and I just hold it. You gotta be really careful when you're doing this. You see me wearing gloves. This will eat your finger. So I roll the tire away from the sprocket so that if it does get sucked up, it gets sucked up that way, which there's a sprocket up there too. So just be careful. That gives you a good example of what this towel's been through. We're gonna put some lube on it, give her a shake. We're just gonna lightly apply some lube in different increments. I have no idea if I do this right, so don't take my advice. In fact, I'm sure a few of you will tell me why I'm doing this wrong and how I'm doing it wrong, which honestly I kind of appreciate, so go ahead. After that, give it a few good spins. Okay. All right guys, and that is the end of this video. Tire looks great. I will probably end up posting some tire review on it. Super excited to get back out there, ride my bike again. Like I said, it's been like 3 weeks, so I'm gonna go do that now. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.